Hi everyone, I'm here with a little update on how my social media break went over the month of December. So last month I put up a video talking about why I was taking a social media break, and I let you know kind of where I was at the halfway point, and then I said I was going to do a follow-up of kind of what happened and what the results were and how I found it. So I'm filming the update now. So at the end of November, beginning of December, I decided to do a month-long social media break. And the reason for that you can see in the other video, but basically I was finding that it was making me feel more negative than positive. And a lot of it had to do with things like toxic comparison, but also just seeing a lot of toxic hate online. So just all, people just being like very hateful and negative, a lot of misinformation. And it just wasn't making me feel good. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to try and take a break from social media. So what I did was I kept YouTube and podcasts on my phone because I find YouTube doesn't make me feel that way. YouTube, I'm very selective about who I follow. I really love the people, that I'm listening to. I think that they are really positive and uplifting and informative. So I keep them on the phone. Same with podcasts. I mean, I don't know if podcasts are really social media, but again, I tend to listen to podcasts while I work. And so I find it very informative and entertaining. So it's not a negative thing. So I left it there. But what I did take off was the news because I was finding I was getting inundated with things, and I did put aside, I kind of put it on like a third page so it wasn't totally visible, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, because I found those were the ones that were really causing me some issues. So I didn't last quite all the way through the month. I got up to about Christmas, and then because it was Christmas, I was like, oh, I want to see like people's trees and what they're up to and everything. And so I started to look again. But I was trying to do it like more minimally. So I didn't last the entire month, to be honest. But I did find that it did help me to reassess my relationship with social media and how much time I'm spending on it. And I'm also thinking about like what I want to create and post on these platforms as well. So first of all, taking the news off was helpful because I found that I was getting like really upset about the things I was seeing on there. And it's a fine balance for me because I like to stay informed. I want to know what's going on, but I also don't want to be like inundated and just overwhelmed by things because like growing up, you'd see the news like once a day. And now it's like it's this 24-hour news cycle and you can get into the doom scrolling. So I found that it made me feel weird not knowing what was going on, but people still told me. And I let myself, like if I heard about something, go and Google it so I knew what was going on, right? So people did tell me about things. Also because of COVID, I would go to the government website just to see what the numbers were at that time before our government abandoned us. That's a whole other thing. But anyway, not here for a political rant. But it did do that, so I still felt like I was getting some information. So I have put the news back on my phone, but I am thinking of getting rid of it again because I find it's easy to press that button and then just get upset about stuff. So I'm trying to find a balance. I'm wondering if I should take it off my phone and then maybe just look at the website once a day because it's so easy to just like press that little icon, right? But there's a couple more steps to getting to the website. So I'm thinking that I might do that. Then with Instagram, I found that like I was doing a lot of toxic comparison. I was like, oh, these people are so much more exciting than me and they look better than me, like all sorts of things, right? Comparing myself. Meanwhile, of course, there's lots of filters going on and there's highlight reels, like people are showing you the highlights, right? So I did, like I said, put it back on my phone, like put it back on like the first page and stuff, but I find I'm not scrolling through it as much. Like I used to just sit there and like scroll and scroll through people's pictures, and now I don't really do that. Like I'll look at a couple, but I'm more likely to post and look at my comments and interact with people than I am to just sit there mindlessly scrolling. So it did help me with that. I also went through when I did put it back on the first page, I did go through and start to look like I'm weeding through like Do I know this person? Does this person inspire me, or does this person make me feel bad about myself? And no fault to them, because like toxic comparison, like that's on me, right? That's not on them. But it's like what's positive here and what's negative, and really weeding through that and being more selective about what I follow. With Facebook, I find I'm just, again, not scrolling through it as much. I am, again, like Facebook, I tend to, like my private Facebook page is really just people I know, or people I know, like not just in real life, but people I know through, even through like internet or stuff, but it's not like strangers, right? So I do like seeing what people are up to, but I feel like people just aren't posting on there as much. And I again tend to be like, I'm selective about what groups I'm in. Is this informative? Like I'm in some tarot groups, or like, for example, there's one here. It's like a local group about the road conditions, because I live in a wintry climate where the roads can be bad and there can be snowstorms. So that's informative. So being choosy again about what I follow has really helped there. Then with Twitter, I find like Twitter, trying to change settings, because what I don't like is how I'll follow people, but then Twitter will show me people I follow like, and I don't necessarily follow that person. I'm like, why is this random person in my Twitter feed, So I'm trying to find ways to kind of get rid of that. And I did put a setting on there where it stops the retweets, because if I'm following someone, it's because either it's informative, or I am inspired by the person, or it's someone I know. And so that's what I want on my feed. I don't want just like a bunch of random stuff, right? So trying to I guess that's the theme of this. I'm trying to be like more selective, like who I follow, why I'm following them, and asking myself, why are you following this person? Like, do you know this person? Is this a friend? Is this someone that inspires or informs you in some way? Or is this something that's making you feel bad and not helping you? So I did that with Twitter as well. And I find that I'm doing less scrolling on Twitter in general. And then TikTok, I find I'm hardly watching it at all. Like I post on TikTok because I have like astrology updates, but I'm finding that I try not to watch it at nearly as much. The only time I really see TikTok is when I'm posting, and I think this is like very clever to marketing on TikTok's part, but as it uploads, it shows you like, it shows you things on the For You page, because it wants you to look at that stuff, right? But again, I'm trying to be really selective about what I follow, try not to look at the For You page so I don't see random things. And I find like I'm actually like barely looking at TikTok at all. So it did help me to cut back on things. And then I'm thinking about like, what do I want to post? Now, I do try to post like twice a week on YouTube. Sometimes it's once, but twice a week on YouTube. With Instagram, I'm trying to post like maybe once a day, but I'm not really sure what I want to post in there, because I would make I'd make these TikToks of tarot cards, like your tarot card of the day, and then I post it like TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'm thinking like, is that something I want to continue doing? Do I want to be posting every day? Do I want to post once a week? Like, what do I want to do with that? So I'm still thinking about and considering that from like a creator point of view. I don't know if you guys like that stuff. Let me know. Let me know. Do you like the daily tarots that I do? Let me know. But I'm just rethinking like, what is my relationship with social media? I don't want it to be so big that it takes away from me creating other things, because I really want to get back to doing more actual creating, as far as, I mean, not that this is a creation as well, but and I do feel like that with YouTube, like I'm actually creating something. I guess I feel that way about long form content. Like I wrote a blog the other day and I felt good about that, but I want to do more stuff like writing and making art and playing music and things that I feel like is more sort of concrete than sitting there scrolling on social media, right? I mean, I want to know what my friends are up to and stuff, but I don't want to be like, that's my life. Like when I spend hours a day looking at social media. So it's finding that balance. And I think individually, we each have to find that balance, right? So let me know what your thoughts are about all this. How do you find a balance? What platforms do you like more than others? Do you try to be selective about who you follow? I'd love to hear your thoughts about all of this. And maybe I'll make taking a social media break like a thing that I do like once a year. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you're interested, on Patreon right now, we're working with Saturn, and next month we're going to be working with Uranus, the god of chaos and change. And what else? We're learning on the academy level. I'm teaching runes, the meanings of runes, how to read the runes, using them in spell work. And of course, you can check out my Etsy shop too for if you want to, if you want a reading. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, for all your comments, and as always, peace and love and light.